Let's dive in and take a closer look at this modified 1970 Jaguar E-Type 2+2 Coupe. The first thing you'll notice is the Series 1 nose with glass-covered headlamps and deleted front bumpers. The next thing is the 15x7 replica Dunlop disc alloys set up for splined hubs. The Jaguar graphics on the side are vinyl and can easily be removed. The racing stripes are painted. The ride height is low with an aggressive stance. Here's what we know about P1R43899. It was a left-hand drive, power steering equipped 2+2 coupe with a build date in April 1970. It left the factory as a red car. Its early history is largely unknown. It was purchased from a Midwest museum collection in 2009 and had allegedly been restored with a color change to blue sometime in the mid-2000s. With this owner, it saw weekend use and was active in a San Francisco region Jaguar club. In 2011, Steve Earle, the organizer of the Monterey Historics, invited this car to run the Jaguar Invitational class, as it was the featured mark of the year. And he wanted a 2+2 in the group, which is a bit bonkers, as this was a street car with vinyl numbers and shoulder belts. But it happened. At the event, the owner met Brian Donovan of Donovan Motor Car Services, a Jaguar restoration shop in Lenox, Massachusetts, who was running a trio of seriously prepared E-Types. This was the spark for the build of this 2+2, which is documented in a binder of photos and lists of parts and work done by Donovan Motor Car Service to the tune of some $95,000 between late 2011 and May of 2012. Besides the exterior modifications, the engine was bored 30 thousandths and rebuilt with the earlier style triple SU carb setup. Donovan used an aluminum flywheel, electronic ignition, and an oil cooler. A Ron Davis aluminum radiator keeps the water temp in check. The front frame structure was removed and refinished. Wiring was cleaned up. And the steering and suspension was modified with a manual steering rack, stiffer springs, larger diameter torsion bars, an uprated sway bar, Coney shocks, and poly bushings all the way around. The transmission was swapped for a T5 5-speed, and the power is transferred through a rebuilt 377-to-1 power lock limited slip differential. The brakes feature upgraded vented rotors and Coopercraft steel 4-piston calipers. Let's take a look at the interior. It was last refreshed in the mid-2000s and overall presents quite well. That's a leather-wrapped Modolita wheel. The face of the dash is excellent. The gauges are quite clear. And the top of the dash pad is good, with the exception of this one crack in the center. The seat backs and rear seat area is in good shape. And here's the headliner. The passenger footwell is tidy. There's a mark in the carpet to the right of the throttle. The driver's seat has a smudge here and this small crack at the seat bottom. There are some marks on the vinyl at the rear side window on the driver's side. They are less prevalent on the passenger's side. Door panels and door bottoms are great on both sides. And here's a look around the cargo area. The rear seat back flips forward for more cargo capacity and access to remove the spare tire cover panel, under which, when removed, presents a rust-free floor bottom in excellent condition. Underneath the bonnet, it's as clean as the top side. And a decade after the build, The engine and engine compartment remains quite clean. In the air, you'll see that it's not detailed for Concord, but the overall chassis appears to have lived a fairly dry life with no outward signs of rust repair. Moving from back to front, there's the rear suspension, exhaust mufflers, the T5 5-speed, and the oil pan. Sliding along the left edge, there's a small dent here, and here's the same tour along the passenger side. Some paint has flecked off the leading edge here. The bottom edge of the bonnet is nice. Way under the rear bumpers on the right side, there's a line of dimples. The rear wheel wells are solid. As previously discussed, the car sits low and the exhaust has touched the ground. This flex joint needs repair. Glass and rubber. All of the glass on the car is in good condition, and the window rubber is excellent and supple. And the same can be said for the door rubber on both sides. Any road car that's been driven has some minor imperfections. So let's zoom in close on the body of this E-Type. Starting at the top, there's a dimple on the leading edge of the right side of the roof above the windshield, and a matching one on the driver's side as well. Towards the rear, above the hatch door, there's a small spot of sanding marks beneath the paint. The drip rails on both sides are excellent. Tiny chip. On the passenger's side, there's a crack and a touched up chip. There's a chip here. This gap is marginally wider than the left side. This is the same bonnet line on the left side, and there's a chip on the inside edge here. There are some touched up rock chips back here, and there are a couple more touched up chips in the right rear corner. This is a subtle, soft dent behind the right rear bumper overrider, and is the only real ding in the body. It's fairly hidden. And this is the left rear fender. There are some slight ripples in the passenger door, and the driver's side is better. Here's some evidence of red in the driver's door. Some more on the hinge of the hatch door. The fenders of this 2+2 are filled with 15x7 Dunlop replica alloys with 225 6015 Goodyear Eagle VR60s front and rear. In the drive video, you'll notice some noises like this. Okay, some of the rattling that you hear when I come off the brake pedal, and just in general on rough roads, is actually the pedal bouncing on the stop. I'm going to install this rubber sleeve on the actual pedal stop. On the subject of low-hanging fruit as it pertains to rattles, the passenger seat is another area to investigate. And just a couple other behind-the-wheel observations. In terms of RPM, it's relaxed on the freeway. It stays cool in traffic. I did notice what I think is a minor wheel weight related vibration between 85 and 90 miles an hour indicated. For a cold start and lighting demonstration, check out the cold start video. And to see it in action, check out the drive video.